everyone, to another edition of Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet, New Hampshire's modern rock. Matt Connerton back with you again this week from IPMNation.com. Sitting here, we're actually kind of taking a field trip today. We're in the rehearsal space of Forging Reverie. How are you guys?
Excellent.
Good.
Great.
Welcome.
The lovely rehearsal space.
It's not bad. I mean, you know, when we got here, you guys were kind of like, oh, you know, it's not really put together yet, but it's actually nicer than most rehearsal spaces I've been in.
It's I don't know.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
When we got here, we were joking around about the wall that doesn't go all the way to the ceiling, which is still true, and then the ceiling that doesn't go all the way to the wall because we had to re-insulate the whole place.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And
missing ceiling tiles, everything.
Yeah.
Complete with ugly wallpaper. And...
Oh, see, now that you're pointing out everything that's wrong with it, I'm like,
no, it'll
I
be
take
home.
it back. This place sucks.
It'll be home eventually.
No, actually, it is very homey. It's cool. I dig it. Well, I want to talk with you guys and get to know what you're up to and all that, but why don't we jump into a track? What do you guys want to play?
Should we do one idea?
Sure.
We like to lead off with that track a lot. It starts out acoustic and then, you know, kicks into the energy, so...
Cool, okay.
I feel like it's good.
All right, so this is One Idea from Forging Reverie on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
I've had this idea that's carried me far with promise to find happiness and peace of mind. It's all I need. I've been waiting just to feel desired, or to finally decide that I'm in the wrong place. An uncertainty there may always be in your eyes, in me, just serves to show there's still so much to see, but you still don't know, and you just don't see me. You just don't see me in your life. My one idea says there you are on my mind with one of your own kind. So what are we? As you are fading in and out of sleep, I struggle just to keep from kissing your face. Such certainty I may never find on your lips, on mine. Just sing to me, your voice melts in my ears. For all these years I've kept you here in mind. When I embrace the moment, live today, follow your heart, come what may. I've told myself something or someone else comes my way, I will entertain a change of plans, so here I am. It's what idea made me. A philosophy full of lies and naive. You're not as stubborn or as easily deceived as me. Time is waning and I want to stay, though I know exactly what you'll say. afraid of heights. I'm just a fool who dies, and I'm begging for you to land. Please land. Please land. Please land.
Local Outbreak on the Planet 100.1, New Hampshire's modern rock. Matt Connerton back with the members of Forging Reverie. And why don't we start on this end? You guys can each tell me who you are and what you do in the band.
I'm Ty Newton, Ty or Tyler. I sing in the band, and yeah, that's what I do. I also do a lot of stage antics and make a fool of myself.
Good, good.
I'm Derek. I play guitar. I do most of the video editing and stuff.
Good call. Good call.
It's all collaborative, but definitely do that.
Cool.
I'm Ryan, bassist. Also MC Safety, if you've seen any of our videos.
Really?
We'll have to talk about that in a minute.
Yeah. We'll get back to that. I'm curious.
And I'm Sean. I play the drums and not a whole lot else.
Yeah.
Oldest member of the band and also newest member of the band, ironically.
Oldest and
Also
newest.
bringer
Oh,
of the
okay.
practice space.
Yes.
Oh yes, he's also. We inherited the practice space when he joined the band. So
Really? Okay.
basically, so.
Now, where are you guys from? And which is usually a basic question, but I kind of get the idea that it's a little more complicated in your case.
we formed at Plymouth State University as college students. Derek and Ryan are both from Connecticut, but
Ryan's-
you guys didn't know each other.
Ryan's
right?
sort of
So
southwest of Hartford, and I live more towards New York. So
just happened to go to
it's
the
just
same
about
school.
it's about an hour difference.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually from right around here. Sean and I both went to the same high school, but we didn't really know each other in high school
okay.
either. So we all kind of had. They were sort of near each other. We were really near each other. Never knew each other until more recently. But yeah, we sort of all found each other in college and started that up, and then we're all sort of graduating one by one, and kind of. Derek's living back in Connecticut now, and every single weekend, well, almost every single
More or
weekend,
less.
every practice, he drives 4 hours one way just to get here, and we do it up. And is it worth it?
Yeah, it sucks, but it's it's worth it.
How long have you guys been together? As a band, I
Since
mean.
February of 2006.
Okay. So about
Originally.
so
Over 4 years.
Right.
4 years. And
Sean joined the band last fall, and actually, he had I think 6 weeks to learn all our old songs, half of the new songs that we have that were written at the time, and get ready for our very first show he played with us. Was opening for Eve 6 at Plymouth State University
No kidding.
for homecoming.
that's a nice way to start.
No pressure.
Really? Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, how long a set did you have?
30 minutes.
Half hour. We're used to half-hour sets.
Yeah.
They're getting to be a challenge though, because we had to
Plus,
we're getting it to the point where we have enough material that we really have to pick and choose, and it's we're starting to load these half-hour sets. Want to play a little longer, but that's the way it goes.
I was looking at your marker board there, and it looks like you guys have a lot of tunes.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're
they're exploding, really.
yeah. We actually the last few practices, like every other time, we walk in the door and we accidentally jam out a new song.
Yeah.
So that hasn't happened since. I think the third song we ever wrote happened that way. That was Dream Set Dynamism, and then more recently we just did a song called Gratitude that happened that way. But
It's all the leftover stuff you have laying around that gets turned
Sure.
into songs when you're setting up your gear.
right.
You guys all write together? Is it
Yeah.
all kind of
Yeah,
cool?
it's very collaborative. Very much.
It's bizarre too because our sophomore year of college, both me and Derek lived together, and I feel like a lot of that led to getting our first album written because we'd wake up on a Saturday morning and just sit on the couch watching TV, playing our instruments, and end up writing something.
Yeah.
And then now it's almost like the stuff that we had left over from our own time apart and everything, we'd either end up putting it together on our own or saying, hey, what do you think of this? And end up writing something in an afternoon, So
Right.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I feel like we've been working on, we probably rushed into our first album pretty quick because we were just so excited to get going on it.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, with this new collection of music, we're really taking our time a lot more. And I think we might end up with some B-sides with how rapidly we're writing here.
Yeah.
At
Could be.
increased rate, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good problem
just-
to have.
Go with the flow.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks when you're sitting in a room trying to. I've been in the situation where you're sitting in a room trying to write something with, 3 other guys, and you get one riff into it, and nobody knows where to go from there, and
And that definitely still happens.
Yeah, that
It just
happens.
does it?
gets
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah.
But, I mean, luckily we're doing okay.
Oh, hey, this might... I was thinking, he's right here. We could just say hello to our... basically our producer engineer. He's Justin Newton right here, is sort of running our sound. He does the...
AKA.
He does our recording, basically. So.
Oh, okay.
AKA JN Tracks.
Hi, Justin.
I don't know.
Thanks for doing
Hi.
this today.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So,
Now,
He's,
so did Justin produce and engineer the first album?
yeah,
Oh,
he
cool.
did, and like, I don't know. I pretty much swear by him. He happens to be my brother. But, so we it's I'm a graphic designer, so I happen to be able to just sort of, I can take care of the graphics work, and I just happen to have a brother who also is an audio engineer, so
Right.
it's pretty good situation. So
That
and
is, definitely.
he knows his stuff, so it's
Now, where can we find the album? Is it out in stores, or is it just online? Or
yeah.
It's kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
It's pretty much all the usual places. We have our main store. I actually, a couple summers ago, I did an internship as a graphic design student. An internship down at this company called Nimbit. Nimbit.
Oh, yeah, I know Nimbit, yeah.
You know them?
Yeah.
They're awesome. I love them. So they run a bunch of stuff for independent artists and stuff like that. And so we've got a store with them. And that's basically our official store, is our Nimbit store. Through them, we actually got onto iTunes, Rhapsody, Amazon, Napster, eMusic, all the big, basically all the
Everything
big names.
else.
Some of those
Yeah.
I think are kind of dying out a little bit, but
So you guys aren't hard to find then?
No.
no,
That's
if
good.
you're looking, yeah.
I mean,
Good,
you could even type us into Google, and I think we're like the first 2 pages anyways, so.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, the music we have up from that first album, that's like, all that music is like 3 years old now.
Sure.
So we're really anxious. We're trying to not to rush it, but we're really anxious to let the world hear what we've been working on in the meantime.
Right, absolutely. Well, speaking of that 3-year-old music, let's play another track. What do you guys want?
Right on.
Hey, it's new to someone who hasn't heard you before. Think of it that way.
No, fair enough.
Okay, in the pouring. Sure.
Yeah.
In the pouring?
In the
pouring.
pouring. In the pouring ellipsis.
Okay, from Forging Reverie on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
Waiting for the rain to come and satisfy misapprehensions. We burn and blister in the sun, turn black in a world where light is something only I can share. Therein lie the tools we lack to reattach our severed ends, blending light to man, the schism. Don't ask the questions if you're afraid of the answers. Won't you sing and dance in the pouring rain? Or would you die alone to avoid the pain? No! Waiting for the rain to come, a dry ground with trepidations. We crack and crumble in the sun, like angels left to wilt and wither on the driest riverbed. Prosaic eyes see black and white, refracted light will help them unlearn to turn the mind into prism. Don't ask the questions if you're afraid of the answers. If I don't see a sky go insane, then
Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet, New Hampshire's modern rock. Matt back with Forging Reverie. And we've heard a couple tracks from the album, and we'll hear a couple more. But I guess, too, you guys are going to play live after the interview, and we'll get to hear some new stuff, maybe? Is that the plan?
Yeah, yes. Well, we're at a rehearsal space, and hopefully we can get a decent sounding recording. No absolute promises.
Your producer sounded confident.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm not worried.
Sweet.
Where does the name come from? Who came up with the name?
This guy.
I sort of, I mean, honestly, okay, an old friend of mine and I were trying to make a band for like 5 years straight, so I was mulling over obsessively like band names for a really long time, probably too much. I mean, sometimes I think some of the names I came up with were pretty contrived in the end, but that's it's part of who I am.
Do you care to offer any examples? I'm curious now. What was the name that you came up with that you look back now and think, oh, that sucked?
I think once I wanted Stale City Hope to be a band name, and that actually is the 4th lyric I ever wrote, and it's been revised, and it's one of our new songs now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it still has the old title. I thought about changing the name a bunch of times.
Yeah, you don't want Stale in your band name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was like I was in the emo era, so I sort of had that sort of feel, hope and stale and angsty. Anyway, but yeah, so I came to Forging Reverie because I was just thinking, like, basically, I really love everything to have a meaning. And I know sometimes I think it's a good idea to have something that doesn't necessarily have to mean something, but still I went with that. And Forging Reverie, it's sort of like, Reverie is like an intense daydream you're musing, and forging is, forge from a fire, forge a sword, not so much forge a signature, although maybe. And so it's sort of like forging your muse, making art. Basically, that's what it means. Some days I wake up and I hate the name.
Really?
Some days I'm like, you know what? It's good. You just got to own it, and it's good.
Yeah.
So, like, for a while, I wanted to change our name, but a bunch of people convinced me, no, man.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that's good.
No,
I dig it.
Oh, that's
outrage.
right.
Really?
We
almost did it.
Really?
We were talking about
Echo
about changing our name to Echo Vein once.
Echo Vein?
Echo Vein, which also means something too, like, vein, echo. I don't know. It's like.
And everyone was like, "Well, that's stupid."
Yeah, one of our friends liked it.
Do you guys play out a lot?
I'd like to play out a lot more.
Yeah.
But we've picked it up recently. Right now we're in a lull because we've been writing a heck of a lot.
Yeah.
But there have been phases where we've played at least once a month and all of that. I'd like to play out a lot more.
And then there was phases too where we were playing like once every week.
Yeah.
Right. The problem is, right now, we not only when we were in college, it was school. There was a lot going on. We used to get a lot of free shows that way because you'd go through the school system and everything. You play little shows in the hub and stuff. But the challenge now, of course, is that we live so far apart. Ryan's busy with school. Derek's got work all week and can only get up on the weekends. Still working on trying to hopefully get a job and move up here.
Oh,
the economy's kind of rough.
Yeah. Well, the hard part now is like we're only together on the weekends. So if we played shows all weekend, when do we write songs? And when do we finish these songs? And so then we play a bunch of shows with no new material.
Yeah.
Well, not very interesting.
Right.
Yeah. Plus, you don't want to end up too where you're playing the same venue all the time because you played there once and they're inviting you back. So you're playing to the same people and you don't have the new material.
Right.
And the last crowd that was there last week that might have came out to support you probably doesn't want to come down and hear the same song again.
You go, I just saw them.
And all that said, really, I think the quality of the shows has been in our favor as of late. Especially, I mean, last spring we got to open, that's going a little bit back, but last spring we got to open for Gym Class Heroes at the Spring Fling event up at Plymouth State University.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, the nationals that you've opened for, have you gotten any advice from either of them? Or
we got to talk to Travis from Gym Class Heroes, but of course he just sort of like, he's in a hurry, he just sort of talks to you, and he was really, really polite and awesome, but it was just like, I wasn't really expecting him to sit and chat with us very long. But we gave him a download card and all that. I don't even know if he listened to it, but
really,
he was cool.
That's cool.
That was
the last Steve Six show. We did learn not to leave your cell phones in a green room.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Somebody stole all of Eve Six's cell phones out of the green room, and I remember we were out doing the meet and greet with them, which we were back there with them, and we came out and did the meet and greet with them, and they went back. and all their cell phones were gone.
Really?
They came storming out, like, looking for us, wondering if we took their phones.
Well, why don't we play another track? What do you guys want to play?
Fog hunting.
Fog hunting.
This weird sort of concept I had a while ago. Honestly, it's probably too long a story, but it's never even said in the song, the phrase.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So it's one of those that sort of expands on the meaning. But
Cool, okay.
maybe.
This is Fog Hunting from Forging Reverie on Local Outbreak on the Planet 100.1.
I'm retracing our map. It feels like chasing a ghost in the fog. I've lost your words. Assaults around me, but when I needed it most, like a ghost, it faded faster than I could rage. I thought I'd been blessed by my own ghost. I guess I confess that my impulse at best just possessed and not the most. I left a piece of it behind inside a cloud of white lies. I'm chasing that cloud. It's just like hunting a ghost down. Even if it's yours, I'm way off course. I'm at a loss for words. I feel you around me, they are not even close. Maybe never were. You faded faster than I could say and roll. There's a lesson here somewhere, but I lost it in the fog. I thought I'd been blessed by my own ghost. I guess I confess that my impulse at best just possessed and not the most. I left a piece of it behind inside the chest of someone else's ghost. Begin again with each new birth, and up in my head gestating words that give you my best embrace for the worst, as bad as the rest and as good as the first. You said that my language could quench your thirst. I could pour you an ocean, but what's it worth? With replies haunted and rehearsed, with these white lies. Your voice echoes in my ear, smiles chased within the sun. I thought I'd been blessed by my own ghost. I guess I confess that my impulse at best just possessed and not the most. I left a piece of it behind. I'm facing the facts, I came so close. You're taking it back though, I suppose. Retracing my tracks as Oceos, I know exactly what I'll find. The river, the whispering, your green eyes, the white lies.
Local Outbreak on 100.1, The Planet, New Hampshire's Modern Rock, back with Forging Reverie. And so, Derek, you live in...
I live in Norwalk, Connecticut.
And you, Ryan, you're in...
Colchester, Connecticut, which really doesn't really make any much sense to say that. I'm basically between New London and Hartford.
Okay.
So
what is it that keeps you guys motivated to keep making the commute up here? What is it about this band that... Because that's way more commitment than most musicians I know would make. So that is impressive. I commend you.
I think we got enough fuel early on because
Yeah.
we got a damn
good
good start.
momentum.
Yeah.
It's the progress that I mean we make so much headway on the weekends, and it's I know if we lose a weekend here or there, it's kind of a little bit of backtracking, one step forward, two steps back.
it's
kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those thoughts too. Like, even if things were to get bad or something, I don't know what bad would be, but it's
Right.
that thought of like, having that relationship where you have a kid with that person.
Yeah.
We've got all of this that we have going, and it's like no matter all the crappy shows you might have and like that extra effort and hassle and everything like that, it's you still know what you do have.
Feel the potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's all of that history in between, and the fact that who knows what's going to happen,
Yeah.
in the next month.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right on.
Plus,
Right.
plus, even we come to practice every weekend. We just like fight each other.
Well,
Going and playing a show just like erases it all from.
yeah.
Really? Yeah.
That's the
like,
best thing ever. I
there's-
love
Yeah.
playing out.
Yeah.
like any sort of relationship with someone you might live with or anything like that, we definitely get on each other's nerves and stuff like that. But in the end, you realize we're all working for the same thing, and in the end we're all happy with what we've got. And
Yeah.
Well, it's like we, the four of us made that list of songs over there, and like that to me is like one of the most intimate relationships with a group of people that you can have.
Right.
To create this, like.
I can't
music.
imagine life without this, to be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, that's probably it could be a problem if anything ever does happen to it.
I've thought about like, oh man, what would happen if I just stopped being in a band?
Could
Right,
never
right.
And it's-
stop
it's
playing
like-
music.
Right, I'd
Yeah.
continue to play guitar, obviously, but
Right.
it's like, what would I do if I didn't write songs anymore?
And I feel like too, like of all of the like changes that people go through when they're in college, and like the changes in mindset and the different things you learn, the beliefs that you get rid of and the ones that you gain and everything like that. The only thing that's really remained consistent for me over the last 4, probably soon to be 5 years at this point,
Yeah.
is having played in a band. Our music's changed, and like even the old stuff we recorded, the way we play it live, sort of changed a little bit because it gets
Right.
tweaked. But at the same time, girlfriends will come and go, and like family issues will come up and they'll go away. But at the same time, the only thing that's been really consistent has been
Right. I was
playing
just going to
music.
say that, like,
Sure.
It's-
we live at college for 4 months at a time, go home for a month, go back to college, graduate, go home. Everything changes, everything
Right.
else. But this has always been there.
It's hard to remember life without it, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really definitely
I do
is.
because I wanted it so bad.
I was
Really?
going to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say that actually, I believe I have said already that we did sort of, I think, prematurely jump into the recording of our first album, but at the same time, I tend to look on the bright side of things, and I think that the major positive of that is having that ready and saying, we just recorded an album through so much fuel in the fire, and
it was like a
really
year.
pressed us on.
Sure.
Absolutely. I mean, at the time, also, there were times where we probably could have had a huge struggle and possibly not made it through, even in college, because there was a time when our first drummer sort of left the band after that first Battle of the Bands, which actually was the first Battle of the Bands the first show we ever played.
Yeah.
And
Really?
that was in 2006, like shortly after we formed as a band, we played that battle,
We
Spring
just-
Fling battle at Plymouth, and we didn't win. We didn't even place. And I think that was, I don't know, our original drummer's attitude was, well, obviously this isn't going to work out, and he sort of hightailed it, and we were
No
like,
kidding.
well, thanks, man. And
It was
I
a
don't
low, well, not a low blow, but it was definitely took a hurting because we didn't have a PA either. He had the
Sure.
PA. and
right,
he
we had
that-
to get on that.
He had all the equipment
The
for us
thing-
to get going.
I think the thing that struck me too was the fact that he was gone, and like part of me in the back of my mind when I found out, I was thinking like, well, are we gonna still be a band, And
Sure.
like the fact that it, like when we would sit down and talk, nobody was saying like, well, maybe we should just give up. It was,
Right.
we'll just keep writing music, and then
Yeah,
our
when we get a
second
drummer.
yeah,
We weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, we never really thought about what if we don't. We were definitely going to.
Yeah.
And
And
I
we
mean,
wrote whole songs without a drummer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And then we were struggling to find another drummer, and we did find one. Our previous drummer to Sean, Ben Byrie, he was actually, we were so lucky that we found him because it was so hard to find anyone around Plymouth who, I mean, music majors are just so busy.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, they're not really interested in expressing themselves on the most part, I think, the way we are, like some are, definitely, but usually they're the kind that are at Berkeley. and not
Yeah.
Plymouth State University. They're there to be educators or something like that, and on the most part.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, and honestly, back then, we had nothing but our like first demo
EP,
to show for it,
yeah.
and nobody who's a serious musician, more so than we were at the time, was going to listen to that and say, "Yeah, I'll
Let's do
I'll
it,"
play
yeah.
with you guys." You know,
Right, right.
it's really hard to prove your potential with what you have already, because it's never what your potential is.
You can
so-
say,
Right.
"Oh,
and
it's
that's
gonna be
true
better."
of now.
I
Right.
promise it's going to get better. Nobody wants
So-
to listen to that.
Yeah.
But
I think you
Right.
got to find somebody that's sitting in the same kind of desperation seat as you that's going to say, "Oh, well, I really want to play drums, so yeah." And then see how it works, you know?
Sure. Why don't we play another track? What do you guys want to play?
I think we're going to do Satellite, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Satellite? Okay.
Yeah, this is probably the song that most frequently people claim is their favorite.
Really?
I don't necessarily think that it's the most accessible.
Claim.
Well, whatever. I
I
don't.
swear.
They claim it's their
gotta
favorite,
believe me.
but I'm skeptical.
I never really necessarily expected that. I think it's the bridge that everyone likes so
Yeah.
much.
Really? Yeah.
But it's probably production-wise, it had the most dramatic dynamics going on,
definitely.
and largely thanks to Justin, our producer here. Actually, he sort of helped us rewrite the chorus drum beat of this song in the studio. We were like, this drum beat's not really changing enough. Something's got to change here, you know? And
Yeah.
so, you know, I don't know if many people realize this, but, you know, a producer definitely gets their hands in
Oh yeah.
in on the creative process a lot. So
In some ways, they become another member of the band
some
during
cases.
the recording
Oh, absolutely.
process. Yeah.
So anyway,
All right. Well, cool.
Satellite Memory.
Satellite memory.
Parenthetically, Lights Out.
Okay. Wow. All right. Very good.
Just call it Satellite. So.
All right. From Forging Reverie here on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet.
There was a time when you would shed the sun on everyone you met. Though out of sight, you're still a source of light, afraid to set a fire. And though you now sit alone, casting shadows to eclipse your own silhouette, I see you there, you're still a stare in the face, and I'm a smile you'd forget to hide. I know it's inside. You're still a source of light, and I'm your satellite. Oh, please turn off the gravity. It's grown so dark and I'm so dizzy, trying to remember. Lights out again. For now I'll hide in crowds behind their shadows, losing my head. I'll shut my eyes just to block out light, letting nothing out or in. Maybe I'm searching for a sign of where the hell your mind is gone and trying to forget. But there you are, you're like a star that's been pasted to the inside of my lids. And I know you're inside, you're still burning bright, and I'm your satellite. Oh, please turn off the gravity, it's grown so dark and I'm so dizzy, trying to remember where I am. Oh, please turn on the lights and open my eyes, but I'm too busy trying to remember.
Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Matt back with Forging Reverie. And let's recap where we find you guys online, because people are definitely going to be looking for you after
Right.
tonight, I think.
I'm actually gradually working on a website, but as the in-band designer, basically. But I have a lot of projects going on right now, and we don't necessarily desperately need it. So for now, it's still, the social sites. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I think MySpace is kind of starting to die. I kind of focus on Facebook a little bit more. We do have MySpace. It's all set up.
Yeah.
I try to send people to Facebook a lot more. Even if you're not on Facebook, you can view our whole page, basically, and you don't have to connect with us, but it's there. It's basically a website. Music is available on Facebook. That's a common misconception. Everybody thinks that you can't find music. We have music streaming on Facebook, all the same music that's on MySpace.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I think one additional track. I'm not certain though.
Well, the online stores.
I mean, we got that. We've got Reverb Nation, too.
Yeah.
We've got pretty much... Oh, we also got Pure Volume, which I don't think we've updated in quite a while. But
Really?
I actually set up our billboard, I think that's what they call it, on Pure Volume to say, attention, this is not commonly updated. Please go to these other sites, because it's just too much to keep up with.
Yeah.
We don't have like a manager who's, we're not like a rich band here.
Right.
So
Yeah, we're definitely, we manage ourselves.
we
and we make
barely
our own
get
clothes.
by right now.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of which, I don't know how many, it's like only people who are in bands and trying to do this seem to realize how much band support is so precious to us.
Yeah.
It is what fuels us. And so, I don't know, I feel like so many people don't realize how much a difference it really makes.
Absolutely.
I definitely appreciate what Cliff had written about the music industry nowadays and how
Cliff, the drummer of
from,
As Tall as Lions, one of my newer favorite bands.
Yeah, he was talking about
wrote
how music industry nowadays has kind of gone back to not necessarily a local, but in a sense since there's so much online music going on and everything else like that, people aren't going to the stores, and the record companies are the ones that are saying, well, let's go after these people, where the musicians on an average, though, if they built the fan base up, it becomes more of an intimate relationship rather than just having that, like, we're going to play a show, tell you to buy our CD, you'll go buy our CD, and that's where the relationship ends,
We'll sell more of that than if we had
sliding
13,
scale.
14
Sure.
album.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the speaking of discs, also we never had the money or the necessity to press the album like professionally. We didn't have the funding for that, and really it probably would have been a mistake, because it would have set us so far back financially and not necessarily gone very far in this
And we'd probably still have
landscape we
a
have
ton
here.
of CDs laying around.
Yeah.
Had to order like 1,200 at a time.
Yeah.
Right, we would if we had. So we have download cards, and we've got our music online. It'd be nice to have a CD, but
The download card is a great idea.
Yeah.
it is.
A lot of bands don't utilize it, but it's a really good option.
Well, especially because so many people sit in front of their computers and they order things off the internet rather than going to the store to buy it now.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, too, you can either just download the album or go to our show and, buy a download card and everything like that. And you're getting the media without having to almost... You're bridging the gap between yourself and the artist making music rather than this third-party store that has a million albums from people who probably don't even know their albums in that store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And,
Well, it's like you
it's
you
more
buy
eco-friendly.
you buy a CD.
Oh, speaking of which, the download cards, we got the kind that are on, Nimbit does this, that are on seed paper. And the paper looks kind of cool. It's like got some weird texture to it. And apparently, I still haven't tried this myself. I need to hear back from those who have tried it. I guess I didn't want to waste a download card.
Yeah.
We don't have enough.
Yeah.
Put $7
But-
in the ground.
Yeah, but when you're done with it, when you use the code on the back, you're all done. It's just a piece of paper. You plant it in the ground, and it sprouts wildflowers.
No
I'm
kidding.
told.
You water it, and-
That's
Wow.
But we don't want to try it because
it's a green card.
Just bury $10.
Right, yeah. Well, that's interesting.
it's
I can honestly say I had no idea.
yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Still, the coolest the coolest. That's not what I meant to say. The thing that we probably get the most support from is the merch, the other merch, because it's true, people aren't buying as much music,
Right.
But it's most important to us that people have our music anyway, and so we do still make some money here and there from people getting our shirts. We make homemade shirts and homemade hoodies now. We just fairly recently started
Tote
doing
bags.
those. And we just got tote bags. I don't think anybody has them yet. We haven't actually
No, they haven't been
put
sold
them
yet.
up, but
Yeah.
we just did a huge run, or we're not quite done, doing a huge batch of shirts and hoodies so that we can open up our online merch store through Nimbit.
Oh, good.
And actually start, because we got friends in California who can't get to a show. you know?
Sure.
So, but yeah, we started doing shirts a while ago that we have a stencil of our FR emblem. It's kind of got like the fire and the water mixed together sort of visual and Forging Reverie. And yeah, I don't know if we have it around anywhere, but I guess people on the
it's
radio
on my
won't be able to
pedal
hear it anyway.
over
So,
there.
I mean,
Well,
see. Just said here.
Listen
So
to
it's
this
sort
logo.
of, we got the logo kind of across the left side of the shirt, and people seem to like them. We get like brown and black shirts and spray bleach in our stencil with the logo kind of splashed across it. And it doesn't say Forging Reverie on it, doesn't spell that out. So we sort of count on people saying, "Hey, what's that cool design on your shirt?" Keyword cool, and I hope, and they'll explain, and hopefully they'll be like, check out my friend's band.
It also helps too that the logo matches the actual full Forging Reverie logo that we have, which is on our stickers, which we
The
make
full-
sure to slap everywhere.
Right.
That you just omit the Orging and Every, and you still have the FR with a
There you go.
And as a result of making the shirts, they all come out different.
Right.
Right.
No
They're
two
all
are
unique.
like.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, actually,
So-
that they're all...
Yeah.
We pour our blood, sweat, and tears into them, including we get every single one has splatter, because it's almost impossible to take the stencil. It's nice and floppy. The stencil off without splattering a few drops of
Excess bleach.
on the shirt. So we get a little spackly anyway. So we started experimenting with it and doing all this stuff. So everyone looks different. and
Oh, that's
you
really
get
cool.
your own unique
Yeah.
look.
And the hoodies come out, they all come out a little different also because we're screen printing on our own. So
Yep,
we're
we
not
screen
sending
print the
out.
logo on sort of like the shirt, but it's
It's with screen printing ink.
Now, are these all available online or only at shows?
Not yet.
not yet.
Okay.
Very
Like I
soon.
was saying, we'll get it soon.
Yeah.
We're actually this batch. We just got a bunch,
We're building inventory
Yeah.
now for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. We'll
and it set
send
us
a lot
back.
of
It
out.
set us back quite a lot financially. So, if you love us, please, please come help us get that money back so that we can have enough to record again. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're getting down to the demoing process of all this new batch of music. So.
Yeah.
But if you buy at a show, we usually let you pick because they're all a little different. We can unroll them and you're like, I like that one.
Right.
So
Cool. Well, guys, this has been really cool. I've enjoyed this, and
It
I'm
has.
sure
Hopefully.
I'm sure the audience has as well. So
Excellent.
Absolutely.
really, really good to finally sit
been
down
a
with you
pleasure.
guys
I had
and
fun.
Forging Reverie, and we're gonna play one more track from the disc, and then I guess you guys are gonna play live for us, and
Yeah.
which will be very cool.
What were we gonna play? After the
After the
crash,
Crash.
right? Yeah. This is the first song we ever wrote. It's also the first song in our album.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Enjoy.
kind of cool.
All right, so everybody stick around after this, and we'll hear the band live. This is After the Crash from Forging Reverie on Local Outbreak on 100.1 The Planet. Thanks a lot, guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
It's time to reconcile for chronic amnesia. You're just the shotgun shell for the jaw. You melt me down like cast iron. Now pour me out like concrete foundation. I met you on the inside. Could you really be my Selena queen? My Selena queen. Buried deep in all your bark, fermenting my every fear. Potentiality is so far yet so near. shock after the crash. I've forgotten how to think at last. The moment I remember standing still and moving so fast. Yeah. Nebulous consciousness, vivid dreams, memories, unflexed will atrophy. Cerebral skies go cloudy. Potential signs design me. Deceptive vision, that's reverie. Conceptive attrition sets me free. Again. To see you on the outside, but could you really be my Selena Queen? My Selena Queen. Collision free to find my own paradigm. The pain is a reminder that I am alive.
Just